Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the explanation of food security in India. Enjoy. Food security means availability, accessibility, and affordability of food to all people at all times. The poor households are more vulnerable to food insecurity whenever there is a problem of production and distribution of food crops. Food is an essential part of our living, like air, which is essential for breathing, but food security means something more than getting 2 square meals. Food security is very essential for our country. So there are three aspects of food security: availability, accessibility, and affordability. Availability of food means food production within the country. Food imports and previous year's stock are stored in government granaries. Accessibility means food is within the reach of every person, which means that every person in India should have an access to proper nutritious food. Affordability implies that a person has enough money to buy sufficient amount of nutritious safe food to meet his or her own dietary needs. Which is obvious that the poor sections of the society might be food insecure, but sometimes the people above poverty line are also food insecure during the type of natural disaster like earthquake, drought, flood, tsunami, famine, etc. Due to natural calamity, the production of food grains decreases. It creates a shortage of food in the affected areas. Let's say after a drought there is a condition of massive starvation called famine. In India, the biggest famine was the famine of Bengal in 1943. This famine killed almost 30 lakh people in the province of Bengal. Now we have a topic like who are food insecure. Although a large section of people suffer from food and nutrition insecurity in India, the worst affected of these are the landless people, the casual laborers, and beggars. These workers are largely engaged in seasonal activities and are paid very low wages that they are not able to afford even their food for survival. Also, some social groups like the SCs, STs, and some lower caste of OBCs who have either poor land base or very low land productivity are prone to food insecurity. The sections of the society which are economically backward, like this, in some states there is a high poverty rate, so the people of those states will also be food insecure. Hunger is another aspect of indicating food insecurity. Hunger is not just an expression of poverty, it brings about poverty. Now there are two types of hungers: chronic hunger and seasonal hunger. Chronic hunger is a consequence of diet persistently inadequate. Means that a person is not able to afford good quality food for the full year. And seasonal hunger is related to cycles of food growing and harvesting. This is prevalent in rural areas because of the seasonal nature of agricultural activities. And in urban areas, casual laborers, like in rainy season, there is very less work of construction. The Green Revolution. The Green Revolution made India self-sufficient in food grains. Crops are now grown throughout the year, which allows India to have buffer stocks. There has been no incidence of famine in India, even during bad seasons. The use of HYV seeds, high yield variety seeds, has increased yield production. Now, a very important topic: buffer stocks. What are buffer stocks? So buffer stock is the stock of food grains, namely wheat and rice, procured by the government through FCI, Food Corporation of India. The FCI purchases wheat and rice from the farmers in states where there is surplus production. And the FCI gives farmers minimum support price MSP, which is announced before the sowing season so that the farmers can get incentives. These grains are transferred to ration shops, also known as fair price shops, which then provide ration to poor families who have a ration card at a price lower than the market price, which is the issue price. Now, what is the public distribution system? The food procured by the FCI is distributed to government regulated ration shops, as I told you. This distribution is known as PDS, Public Distribution System. Ration shops are now present in most localities and most areas. The introduction of rationing in India dates back to the 1940s against the backdrop of Bengal famine. The rationing system was revived in the wake of an acute food production during the 1960s. prior to the Green Revolution. Now, current status of the public distribution system. Public distribution system (PDS) is the most important step taken by the government of India towards ensuring food security. In the beginning, the coverage of PDS was universal with no discrimination between the poor and the non-poor. Over the years, the policy related to PDS has been revised to make it more efficient and targeted. In 1992, revamped public distribution system (RPDS) was introduced in 1,700 blocks in the country. The target was to provide the benefits of PDS to remote and backward areas. From June 1997, a renewed and targeted public distribution system (TPDS) was introduced to adopt the principle of targeting the poor in all areas. It was the first time that a differential price policy was adopted for poor and non-poor. Further, in 2000s, two special schemes were launched: Antyodaya Anna Yojana (AAY) and Annapurna Scheme (APS), with special target groups for providing food. The PDS has proved to be the most effective instrument of government policy over the years in stabilizing prices and making food available to consumers. However, the public distribution system has faced severe criticism on several grounds. Instances of hunger are prevalent despite overflowing granaries. FCI godowns are overflowing with grains, with some rotting away and some being eaten by rats. The increased food grains procurement and enhanced MSP is the result of the pressure exerted by the leading food grain producing states such as Punjab, Haryana and Andhra Pradesh. Moreover, it is the procurement is concentrated in a few prosperous regions: Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, and to lesser extent in West Bengal, and mainly of two crops, wheat and rice. Increase in MSP has induced farmers, particularly in surplus states, to divert land from production of coarse grains, which is the staple food of the poor, to production of rice and wheat. The intensive utilization of water in the cultivation of rice also led to environmental degradation and fall in water levels, threatening the sustainability of the agricultural development in these states. The rising price of MSP have raised the maintenance cost of procuring food grains by the government. Rising transportation and storage cost of the FCI are other contributing factors to this increase. PDS dealers are sometimes found resorting to malpractices like diverting the grains to open market to get better margin, selling poor quality grains at ration shops, irregular opening of the shops, etc. It is common to find that ration shops regularly have unsold stocks of poor quality grains left. This has proved to be a big problem. When ration shops are unable to sell, a massive stock of food grains piles up with the FCI. In recent years, there is another factor that has led to decline of the PDS. Earlier, every family, poor and non-poor, had a ration card with a fixed quota of items such as rice, wheat, sugar, etc. These were sold at the same low price to every family. The three types of cards and the range of prices that you see today did not exist. A large number of families could buy food grains from the ration shops subject to a fixed quota. Now, role of cooperatives in food security. The cooperatives are also playing an important role in food security in India, especially in the south and western parts of the country. The cooperative societies set up shops to sell low-priced goods to poor people. For example, out of all fair-price shops running in Tamil Nadu, around 94% are being run by the cooperatives. In Delhi, Mother Dairy is making strides in provision of milk and vegetables to the consumers at controlled rate decided by the government of Delhi. Similarly, in Maharashtra, Academy of Development and ADS has facilitated a network of NGOs for setting up grain banks in different regions. ADS organizes training and capacity building programs on food security for NGOs. Grain banks are now slowly taking shape in different parts of the Maharashtra. ADS efforts to set up grain banks to facilitate replication through other NGOs and to influence the government's policy on food security are thus paying rich dividends. So that is it for the explanation of the chapter Food Security in India. Thank you for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe.